All right, so we have our profile routes. Now we're going to move on to the posts because we want users to be able to share posts, which are basically just going to be text for now. Maybe sometime in the future, when I add on to the course, we can add something like having them being able to choose an image or a video to upload to the feed. But for now, it's just going to be a text post that can get comments. It'll also be able to get likes. Not really dislikes, but you'll be able to take back your like, okay? So first thing we're going to do is create a model for our post. So let's go into our models folder and let's create a new file called post.js. And we're going to bring in Mongoose. We're going to create a schema variable here and set that to mongoose.schema. And then what we want to do is create our schema. So we'll say const, we'll call it post schema, and set that to new schema. And then we want our fields for posts. So we're going to connect each post to a user, just like we did with the profile. So this type is going to be schema.types.objectID. Okay, and we want to put a ref value in here to the user's collection. Okay, so we're referring to the user's collection. We're also going to have a text field, which is going to have a type of string, and that's going to be required. We will be doing our custom validation for posts as well, but we're also going to do a second line of defense here. Let's see. So we also want, now let me see if I can explain this. I want to each post to have the text. I also want it to have the person's name and their avatar. Now we could do what we did with the profile and basically populate it with the avatar and the name from the user. But the way that I want to do this is I want it to be separate, because if the user decides to delete their account, I don't want their posts and their comments to be deleted as well, okay? Because there could be a valuable post that is helpful to someone, or there could be a valuable comment, and I don't want all that stuff to just go away if the user decides to delete their account. Okay, if that makes sense. So each post is also going to have name and avatar, and they're not going to have to fill this in. Like when they create a post or a comment, all they're going to have to put is the text, the name, the avatar, that stuff. That'll just fill in programmatically from what we're going to do. So they're not going to have to type in their name or their Gravatar email again, or anything like that. It's going to come from their user object, okay, or their user state, I should say. So let's say type string and required. Actually, let's not do required here. So we have name, and then we want avatar. And this is just one way to do it. There's a lot of different ways to do things in programming, and some people will look down on some ways, and some people think their way is better, or it's all preference. I mean, there are some generally right and wrong things to do, but there's so much gray area in programming, so keep that in mind. If you want to do something different, that's absolutely fine. All right, so posts are also going to have likes. So we're going to say likes. Now, I want to be able to link each like to the user that made the like. I don't simply want to have this be a number that increments, because I don't want a user to be able to hit the like button more than once and have it count. Okay, so if they hit the like button, what will happen is their user ID will go into this array. If they dislike the post, their user ID will get removed from the array. That's the logic that we're going to write. So for likes, we're going to say it's an array of objects, and here we'll say user, and it's going to be this same thing here, type schema, schema types object ID from the user's collection. Okay, so once they like, their user object or ID will go into this array. All right, now we're also going to be able to have comments on posts, which is also going to be an array. So a comment will also have the user associated with it. So I guess let's just copy this and we'll put that in there. What did I? Oh, we need curly braces here. Yeah, so we'll go like that. And then comments will have text. True. And they'll also have, now the comments I also want to have name and avatar because they're basically going to be the same, they're going to have the same information that a post has. So let's grab name and avatar and put that under comments as well. And then finally we want a date, which will have the type of date, and we're going to give it a default of date.now. And then we want the post itself to also have a date. So I'll copy this. We'll go outside of the comments array, which ends right here, put a comma, and put the date there as well. And this is for the post, okay? And then that's it. So now we just need to export everything. So we'll say module.exports post, and then mongoose.model. We'll say post and post schema, and that's it. Let's save. So now we have our models. So we have the user associated with the post, text, the user's name and avatar. We have likes, which will be an array of user IDs, and then we have comments, which will be an array of objects that'll include the user, the text, the name, the avatar, the date, and then we also have the date for the post itself. So that's our model. All right, so in the next video we're going to start on some of our post routes.